Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Terra Odyssey. How is everybody? Oh, I wish you guys were with me today on my walk in the nature center. Some Cooper hawks were swirling around and I was filming one, but as it came closer, I stopped my phone and put it in my pocket because I wanted to look and observe rather than tape and be behind my phone. And then a second one joined and they were just swirling around overhead so closely, and it was really warm and crisp blue sky today. It was absolutely amazing. And there's something about that place, you know, where you go in forest and trees and then there's a short path and then you're on the beach right there, and the water was so sparkling in the sun today. It was absolute heaven. And I just had one of those amazing days where I just followed my bliss. I was like, I need to put off work or really being on IG or doing other things. And it's actually 1:11 today, and I'm taping in the evening for today's read because the energy is so good. It's so rich. And I didn't even know it was 1:11 today until I had to find out the date for some reason. I was like, oh, I think I have something coming up. I better check the date. I was like, wow, it's 1:11. I would have had a stroke if I looked and it was 1:11, but it was like 2 o'clock, and it was just so wonderful. It was just one of those days where I followed my bliss. I knew I had to run some errands and I was going to make it fun. And it was so lovely. Like, everybody was so present moment aware, like in the stores and talking. And even the guy let out this sigh because I remembered that I forgot something on the other side of the store. And he goes, oh, are you getting tired of shopping? And then, holy of all holies, I go to hold my Apple Pay up and I realize the store doesn't have Apple Pay. I only have that and my new card that I got from Apple, the Goldman Sachs card. And so I swipe it and it says declined. It is not whatever that thing is. We have to start it. The card wasn't initiated or whatever it is. It was like you have to get it turned on or what. I can't think of that word, whatever it is. I think I blocked it from my mind. So there's like a line developing behind me, and everything you have to ring out yourself anyway. So I was like, oh, I was like, you're going to need to give me a minute. I got to call up my credit card company and start my card up, initiate the card. And they were like, oh, okay. It was so easy. I was so relieved. I literally called and they said, go on your wallet app, press this, press that. And it was done. And I was so relieved. But you ever get the like panic moment where this is where what I felt like came into my orbit was, listen, you can do this. You don't need to panic. Take your time. Let other people know what's going on. And once I calmed down and I tapped in, it was like I knew just directly what to do, because as soon as it said decline, I'm like, this can't be. There's a huge amount on here. Like, this is really weird. And then I was like, just breathe. It's just going to take time. That's all. And then I knew that it would only be like a quick two-step process, and breathed and just worked through it. And something else funny is this looks just like my cat, Winter. And when I was shopping, I was drawn to this aisle, and it was like just following my intuition. And it was tennis balls. And I was like, I think I have tennis balls at home. I just don't know where they are. And I heard, no, get tennis balls for Winter. She would love them. And I was like, okay. She has been playing with this tennis ball and just being kooky and so happy. And it was like just one of those intuitive moments where it's like you're really listening, and you know, because sometimes, you know, you watch your animals and you're like, they need something to entertain them a little bit. Like, I see her trying to play with my beads and other things, and I'm like, I want something she's not going to swallow. And they're so playful, and I love that. And so I got her some of those. It was just such a beautiful, fun day. And then it brings me to deer, which is one of my favorite animals. And I really relate to this animal. I feel like it's peaceful, it's sensitive, it can really kind of sense who and what is around. They also can be very super friendly. The ones that come in my yard that I feed, they don't flee. Like, they are a little skittish. If you make a lot of noise and move quickly, they'll run away. But otherwise, they're like, oh, it's the lady that feeds us, and oh, it's the other cats in this yard. And they're very graceful the way they step and they move, and there is just a genteel, beautiful energy about them. So that also reminds me at times that when we take a breath and we assess where we are and the energy we carry, that we should be bringing kindness and gentleness and acceptance. And even if somebody does something to irritate or whatever, I was super delighted by the person behind me in line, and she goes, oh, all you have to do, that's the word, activate. All you have to do to activate the card is just call the number that is underneath, and they'll they'll hook you up. And I was like, thank goodness. And Apple is so crazy that it helps you right away. Like, it was in my Apple thing right away. It said decline due to inactivation. And then it had the number right there. So it was a very quick sequence and process. And I love the fact that there was just a chill human being behind me, not like sighing and, you know, I was like, there's 80 other lines if anybody wants to go elsewhere. But again, this individual working with grace and kindness and trying to help, and just other people in the store being friendly and having a good time, led to this. It was like a day of poetry and anything spent in nature where we observe and we're silent, and we have so much gratitude that we're allotted that time, that warmth, that it's actually sunny, that we feel good, that we're allowed outside, that the sky is blue, that we have money to get food, we have a car to drive us to, that makes us, you know, appreciate all those little things. You know, every once in a while, if I find myself like getting tight or getting aggravated, I'm like, how lucky are you, A, that you have the money to wait in this line to do this? How lucky are you that you're in this traffic because you're in a car that you can afford to drive? All of that. Then when gratitude comes in, it's like everything becomes transformed. And then today really was like magic to me. It really was. I broke a bad habit of like waking up and just really like reclining and watching lots of readings and drinking coffee, and then just letting hours go by of sunshine, where I know I operate better if I get up, have my coffee, and go out immediately and go out into the sunshine. I have much more energy, circadian rhythms, and I feel better. So by listening to those things, we're able to transform. So I also want to dedicate this video to my friend Cheryl, who isn't feeling well, and I'm sending blessings and hugs and healing towards you, and I hope you feel better soon. So love and light.